It's fine. It's still recording, and I'm gonna put that as a blobber in there. That saying, "Oh, look at me! I was too professional for that."
Uh,
Okay. Shall we restart again?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Okay. Okay. Take two. See shout with Sikeen. Take two. Dude, I don't know how many takes do I have to go through all this. I think this. Adam. To be honest, one of the things that a little bit kicked me away from Steve Shout, all these malfunctions that is happening here, all this chaos in here. Sometimes the camera stops working, sometimes the mic stops working, or sometimes the guest lags out, or whatever happens. If it's just me, it's fine with me. But sometimes there are other guests that I do interviews with, and it gets guys. So I think after 2 years of not doing a podcast, it brings back all these traumas again.
Oh no, man! I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ace from Sea Shout, and welcome to a new episode. Usually I do all my episodes in Arabic, but this time it's gonna be in English because today I have a special guest. Today we have Adam from the band Sikeen. We had a conversation and he told me, you know what, let's do it in full English because عنده عربي مكسر. It means if someone is listening and doesn't understand Arabic, it means that it's a lag. It's a lag Arabic, which is normal. I don't speak English very fluently as well, but
ما شاء الله أنت كلمة إنجليزي جيد جدا. I mean, it's so good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I take that as a compliment. To tell the people about you, I was scrolling. I had this moment of brain rot scrolling through Instagram and social media, and I found the band Sikeen, where you were playing rock music and fusing it with Arab culture, which is truly interesting. So, Adam, without further ado, introduce yourself in your own words.
Hi, I'm Adam Elara from the band Sikeen. And I'm really happy to be talking to Ace from Steel Shout today to talk about our band, our music, and stuff. It's kind of ironic I'm dressed this way, and we're not going to do this in Otomi. prepared a sentence. مرحبا أنا اسمي آدم أنا مغني وممثل أنا أغني في فرقة روك اسمها سكين.
Good job on your Arabic. I'll give you 10 out of 10. Adam, it's truly a pleasure to have you on the show. I have a lot of things to talk about, starting from your music, the band, how it all started, and the differences between the scene in the US and here in the Middle East. First of all, tell me, the band Sikeen, it means knife. How it all started with the band, initiating the band, gathering the members, the idea, and making the music. Tell me about the band.
Sure. So we got the name comes from basically, as you said, Sikeen means dagger in Arabic, and it's a symbol of many cultures back home. I mean, for personally, the jambia in Yemen is something that we wear like across our waist and stuff, and it's emblematic of so many things relating to the culture. It's not necessarily used as like a weapon. It's like a regalia sort of thing, and to be honest, for a long time, I had been making music under my own name, just Adam Elara. And as I started getting more serious about both music and acting, I think a lot of people involved just felt it was smarter to separate the two things. So we had basically rebranded my music stuff into Sikeen, and from there, meeting different musicians in LA. We got connected with Levantine Music, who introduced us to the drummer Charles, and he's fantastic. we're so happy to be working together, and I'm really grateful for Levantine Music because Abed used to be in a metal band in Palestine called Khalas. So having someone like
sorry for interrupting you. I think I know the band Khalas.
yes, so that is who we are so grateful for making so many things happen because having somebody as like a mentor that had previously been in a metal band that's fusing metal and R&B music already 20 years ago was a great stepping stone for to do what we're doing now. So yeah, did that I think that answered everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I found your mix of. I think a lot of bands they started mixing the Arabic music and along with rock metal music, which is quite interesting. But what captured me that you used actual sounds. Um, I think we'll talk about this later, including Zaghruta. In your latest songs, I know that there's Zaghruta in your music. And for those who don't know, Zaghruta is a symbol in Arab culture for a celebration. Women they do the Zaghruta for a celebration, whether in weddings or any occasions for Arab culture. They use Zaghruta. It truly captured me. It caught me by surprise, and I was whoa, this is new, and it was really fitting.
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, I think to speak on what you're saying about how some bands might incorporate some Middle Eastern elements into what they're doing, it really depends on who we're talking about. Because if it is somebody from our culture, they'll kind of understand the intricacies of the different types of instrument scales and traditions that we develop our music from. But if it's coming from the outside, it's pretty much the surface level or sticks to the musical theory of it all, which is cool. I mean, if you can play something in the Hijaz scale, that's great. But having something like a deep cut, like having a Zagruta in a new metal song, is is pretty funny. We had like a Dabke dance break at the end of it with the hookah bar keyboard and playing the midwez. Like these are all types of things that when I'm working on music, the thing that I try to justify an existence for a song is almost always whatever I haven't heard before. Because if we just continue to do, we could be a rock band. We could just do that and be fine. But I'm truly interested in creating things that like I haven't heard these things together in a context before. So how do we execute on that?
Yeah, that's really understandable. You know what? I wanted to ask you. Before all of that, how was your influences in music? Before learning music, before you making Sikeen and everything, how was your introduction to music? Listening to music.
So my first memory of hearing a song that I truly loved was in Jeddah. My father would
Homie, by the way, you're a homie. You are our homie.
yeah.
So, Jeddah people, he's hold on. Let me just homie, alas homie. He's our bro. You know what? You need to come to back to Jeddah, and we should have dinner at Al Bek.
Dude, that would be incredible. My dream is to go and perform in, the Arab countries and everything, especially because I lived for so long in Jeddah. I think it would be so great for us to go and play there. So if you know a guy who can make it happen, let me know.
Don't worry. We will bring you here. We will bring you here. So sorry for interrupting you. You were saying that your first memory in music was listening
Yes.
to in Jeddah.
Yeah, so the first memory of listening to music was in Jeddah. My father would play Sheb Khaled records at home, and my favorite song is Didi. And Abdul Qadir, yeah, that one's is so good. We'd listen to those songs on repeat in the house, and I think Sheb Khaled kind of is emblematic of what I'm doing now in terms of how he was mixing stuff back then too. Because if you listen to his music, he's mixing French, R&B, North African, and hip hop influences into his music, and especially in the '90s. So going forward to later, when I started developing my own taste, I was listening to a lot of hip hop, a lot of EDM, and I got into rock a little bit later, but when I did, man, I just started listening to everything. I started listening to new metal, pop punk, alternative, deathcore,
Oh,
emo, screamo, like everything. I just loved all of it. And yeah, that's kind of if you want me to name specific bands, I would probably say like Linkin Park, Bring Me the Horizon, Blink 182, and then even just like music composers too. I really like Hans Zimmer and A.R. Rahman and so many different. Danny Elfman's a huge one too. So yeah.
what's really interesting that your music started with the Arabic music first. Then they got into EDM, hip hop. Then the rock and metal came way late in your influences, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely. I mean, because when you're at home with your parents, you kind of listen to whatever they're listening to. So a lot of that was
mm,
Arab music and Bollywood and Desi music too.
mm,
So I grew up on a lot of like the Shah Rukh Khan movies and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think that also plays an influence too, because there is a Desi element to what we're doing as well in
mm.
some of our songs more so than others. And it's also fun to not only blend rock with Arab music, but to blend the Desi influence into Arab and rock music as well. And there is a lot of interesting overlap that happens when we listen to stuff because there's even Arab songs have Bollywood influences in some of them. Like, Nadi Nade, like that's such a
Yes,
it's like a
yes,
Bollywood song but in Arabic.
yes. Sometimes when I listen to Arab or I don't listen to a lot of Arab music, but sometimes when it plays in the background or whenever I go to a cafe or they just play randomly on the radio, I tell myself they have these like nare, like you mentioned nare. Yes, yes. It sounds like this, and what's funny? Even sometimes when I remember there was a song. It's called Ya Rab Doom, Carol Smaha and Marwan Khouri. What I liked in that song that there is a guitar playing, and I was even telling myself, if someone would take that song and added a little bit of riffing or melodies into it, that structure would be great. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I believe that even in Arabic music, there is a lot of structuring, but it didn't shape well. To be said that sometimes when I listen to a lot of Arab music, it's sometimes it gets repetitive or it's the same beat in every song. But
Okay.
I believe there's a part of it that it gets wrong. This is a part of Sikeen as well. You play the cover for Demi Falastini.
Yes. And we restructured that song.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you're right. And a lot of Arabic music tradition, most of how we classify genres is based on the type of dance that music is made for, right? Because you have Shabi, Chobi, Maksum, of course Dabke, right? These are also the not only is it the name of the music, but it's also the name of the dance that you do the music to, and that's why we find like these repetitive beats and stuff. But I mean, it's a vibe at the party. So with Dami Falastini, that is like a very famous Dabke song, and the challenge was to not only try to keep that intensity but add to it. So putting that into a metal context, playing a lot of the same riffs that were done on the ney and the midwest kind of stuff, but on the guitar, and then just bring it up even more because my goal for that song was so that when we play it live, we have not only a mosh pit happening, but we have a dubke line happening. And now it's happened at our concert. Right in front of me when I'm playing that song on stage, I see people doing the dubke, and then behind them, there's a circle pit. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, dude! I really, really want to see that. By the way, I've been listening before doing this interview as well. I've been listening to your music. I had mixed feelings while listening to your music. I was like, should I do a depka or headbang to this? It's
Yes!
I have mixed feeling. I told myself, you know what? Both is good.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's like what all we're trying to do is bring our music, our culture, and present it in a different way. And I think often what's happened, especially, I don't know how this is in the Saudi, but in the United States, most Arab and Desi musicians that go out and try to get a career going tend to be in the hip hop space, R&B space, or a DJ. So hearing our mix has been something that I felt there was a gap. And also, now that we're trying to get our message across and communicate our band out to as many people as possible, we're finding so many people are actually interested in what we're doing. The whole time, I thought I was a weirdo. I thought I was the only one who wanted to hear these things together and that no one would ever care about this stuff. But turns out there's a lot of emo habibis, which is amazing.
Exactly. Let me ask you about the process in writing your music or song. How do you structure your creating this music, especially that you have multiple influences? That I find it hard. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, do you write the lyrics first or construct the music or writing lyrics? I don't know. Could you walk with me through making your music?
Yeah, each song is a bit of a different process because you learn something new every time you're trying to make something. For example, one of the best pieces of advice I got, especially when it came to mixing this stuff together, was from Abed because I was like, hey, I could play a metal riff, no problem. I could play a pop punk thing, and it doesn't really work when I'm trying to start incorporating the drums. And he just told me to change the way I play on with the drums. So instead of trying to get the autobeat drums to work with the metal guitar or the pop punk riffs, play the riffs in the same time as a Dabke rhythm. So instead of, because typical metal riffs would be like, right? Like you have that kind of stuff. But if you try to follow the Dabke, it's that 6-step thing. Right?
Yeah. It's
Figure it out.
yeah. It's a 3 step. Then you go down a little bit. Then the 3 steps again, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
then you do the stomp,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So trying to play along to the drums really added a completely different dimension to the way I approach my guitar writing now. Because I'm like, oh wow, like now I haven't ever. It's kind of difficult for me to play this way because I'm so used to hearing it differently. So that's just on a music technical level. But as far as like songwriting goes, I think a lot of times I'll try to come out with like an idea, like what do I want the song to be about? What am I trying to communicate? And what's the best vehicle to do that in? Sometimes it's more poppy. Sometimes lately it's been a lot heavier, which is kind of fun. And I think the great thing about telling people we're a rock band is that we can get away with all of it because no one's gonna be all like, that's not really metal. That's not really punk. We never said we're a punk band. We just said we're a rock band, so we can do whatever we want.
This doesn't sound metal. The middle elitist. We used to have these people back then. And I'm saying used to because lately I don't see a lot of people, or in the community that I'm currently with, or with a lot of people or close friends that they just listen to everything. They're saying
Yeah.
they might listen to metal. Suddenly they listen to hip hop. Sometimes they listen to Arabic. So I think Adam, we reach into a point in our time. There's no discrimination in music. It's just music. Just enjoy it. Just listen to it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think if you like it, then you like it. That's all that matters. And if it makes you feel something, that's really great too. And the elitism and like the hard genre lines don't really play a part into my process.
Hmm?
I'm more interested in like, obviously you have influences, so you just can't help it when you listen to stuff and you're making something. So when I have an idea, I think, oh yeah, the best way to communicate this song might be whatever's closest to what new metal sounds like. And how can I add to that? How can I change it? Okay, let me put like an oud on there. Let me put this or this thing on there. Because then otherwise, we're gonna be a cover band. Then there's no point in just doing this stuff.
Exactly. The creativity. Here comes the creativity part and your own sound. When the band started, how how was it for, I mean, the interaction for the people when you started? I mean, let me ask you: when you started, you released first a single, or you played a live show? How was the reaction of the people when you made your music or played live? Because you know it's because as I mentioned, my reaction to you was, this is new, this is different. I want to listen to it.
Amazing. I'm really glad to hear that.
Hmm.
I think I had been making music for so long that I pretty much gave up at some point. I was just releasing songs because after the pandemic couldn't play shows anymore
Hmm.
for a while. And obviously everything that started happening with Palestine, a lot of people started using the song Dami Falastini on TikTok. And I just felt like I wanted to just contribute something. So I played guitar over Dami Falastini for a TikTok, and I went to sleep thinking, okay, whatever, no one cares. And then I woke up and I couldn't even use my phone because the notifications were insane. Like it had gotten like 500,000 views and like so many people were commenting on it. I'm like, people actually like this? This is crazy. Okay. And so I just went out and I was like, all right, I'll make a full version of this song, no problem. Thinking like this was kind of all it was going to be. I was just going to focus on acting. And lo and behold, as I kept releasing music, we get connected with Levantine Music, create the band Sikeen, and start putting music out. We did have a very difficult time, and we still do. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to be an Arab forward rock band in Los Angeles and in the United States in general, trying to get our message across, whether it's algorithms deplatforming us or deprioritizing us and making sure we're shadow banned and all these kinds of things, because there is a political element to what we're broadcasting with our music. Because some of the stuff is fun. We'll have some fun songs, but then we have some serious stuff that mean a lot to us too. And there's been it's weird. In Los Angeles, we've played two shows and a decent amount of people have come out. More people have come out each time, and we still find it difficult to book shows. Meanwhile, like another band that doesn't have as many people come out has no problem booking shows. And it's very apparent what's happening. It is a form of censorship and all of that. But we keep doing what we're doing. I'm surprised that the video that you saw was something that even came on your feed, because if you go look at our TikTok, you'll see like 30 videos in a row that don't even get like 1,000 views or something. So it's just random, you know. But I think the reaction now is great because we're getting connected with so many of our own people. I'm talking to you right now. And yesterday I talked to somebody in France who's Moroccan who does like a metal publication. And so I'm getting connected with so many different people that share similar tastes to us and are really receptive to what we're doing. And I'm so grateful for it because like this, I couldn't imagine this happening before.
Dude, you have no idea how things are. By the way, how familiar are you with the music scene here in the Middle East? Since you're LA, I'm not sure if you're really familiar of things happening here in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East in general.
I don't know. I know about Michelle Tamer.
Whoa, who?
Michelle Tamer.
Mishal Tamer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Did I
No.
was in a music video with him 2 years ago.
Okay. Huh. But other than that, for the rock and metal scene in here, like the events or the concerts that happened in here.
Yeah, I've been paying attention. It looks like Jeddah has an insane like concert culture now, and so many people are coming out. This was not the case when I was a kid, by the way. There
Uh,
was no way that was happening. And so now,
how
like, dude, I want to play there.
how old were you when you left Jeddah?
I was, so it was like late, it was early 2000s.
Early 2000. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't that. Early 2000s. It was only the beginning. It was only the beginning of the bands back then.
Yeah, no, I know, because
Hmm?
dad would tell me, my mom would tell me the same thing.
Hmm.
And because when we came back to the United States, that's the first time I started experiencing concerts.
Hmm.
Didn't happen elsewhere.
Yes.
Because not only did we live in Saudi, we also lived in the UAE for some time too,
Mm.
and it was just not something I saw. But then when you come out to the United States, you'll just see like a guy on the street playing guitar or like violin, and then you'll go and see big concerts and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it's incredible what's happening in Jeddah, and honestly in Saudi in general, and the UAE and Qatar and Kuwait, like all these places, I'm finding metal bands and rock bands. I don't have the names on the top of my head, but I'm finding like there's a Kuwaiti band I just got like introduced to, and they're like
Wasn't.
gent.
Wasn't.
I think.
It's
Yeah.
it's a mix. The members are from Kuwait and Bahrain.
Mm.
From Kuwait and Bahrain. It's, dude, this band is really, really something else. We have also Creative Waste grindcore band from Saudi Arabia. There's a Melodeth.
Wow.
There's a Melodeth band, Wasted Land. By the way, do you know that in 2024, it was the first time a metal band from Saudi Arabia played at Wacken?
Wow, that's sick.
Dude, and they're homies. They're from Jeddah, by the way.
Oh wow, that's so cool, man.
Yeah. So the thing is that you know, looking back at how things were and how things are right now, it's truly mind blowing. I can't imagine if I told you that 10 years ago that imagine there's gonna be a band playing at Wacken open air from Saudi Arabia. Imagine
I
that.
gotta believe you.
Imagine, dude. I remember exactly in 2023, a death metal band came from Canada called Cryptopsy. They came to make a show, to play a show, and a part of their tour in Asia. I was having a lunch with a death metal band from Canada having Lebanese food. Dude, this is a vivid dream, man. This is a really vivid dream. I
You're living the life, man. That's so sick.
Yes. So this is what truly get me interesting. You guys, Sikeen, you consider our guys. You're homies to us. So it is the least thing that Sikeen should also be played here in the Arab region as well.
That is why for this interview I dressed up this way as a way to tell the Saudi kingdom and the surrounding Khaliji people to come and let us play, and we would love to. You know, we want to be. You know, there's a lot of rock bands in the United States that are industry plants. We would love to be the first Qatari industry plant. You know, if we can get some of that Khaliji falus, we would be very, very happy.
I see that.
على ديني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فدي أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني
Adam, the band truly caught me by surprise for everything, and I've been listening to your music the entire day. And yeah, the entire day. It was really capturing. It was really interesting for me to listen. It's something unique. It's something new that I've never listened to before. It's Arab influenced music, but you guys have your own sound. This is what really got me interested, including a couple of elements that I've never heard in other music before. As I mentioned earlier, including Zaghrouta and Dabke. And the thing that you mentioned, that having Dabke in a rock show along with mosh pits, dude, that's truly blew my mind. I truly enjoyed your music. I truly loved it. The top 3 songs for me was actually Draw the Line, Watermelon Kickflip, and Demi Falastini. I know it's a cover, but you know it's
No, those are good. Those are good choices.
Yes.
I really feel like we went out and did something different with those 3, man. Those are fun.
Yeah, these are my top 3. These I would recommend to listen to on For the people who are listening to the podcast episode, I will write and I will put all your links in the description, links to your account along with your music, and these are my recommendations as well. Uh,
And wait till you hear the next one that's coming, because you're gonna really like that too, I think.
we are expecting new music. When it's gonna drop?
Yeah, always. There's always new music coming out. That is how it is with the bands of today. You have to continue to make music. And what's really cool about this next one,
Hmm?
you've been on TikTok, right? Are you on TikTok?
Yes, yes. I'm also on TikTok.
So in America now, do you know what a Zedgel is?
Zajal, yes,
Yeah, like the Arab rap battle.
yes.
That's going viral in the United States right now. Yeah, I don't know why. Just kids, American kids are like, "This is so cool. What is this? Why?"
Mhm.
And we had already been working on this one song, and we put a Zedgel thing into a metal breakdown. That's part of the next thing that's coming out. So I think it's a pretty great coincidence that while we were working on this thing just started popping up on TikTok, and so it's going to be part of our next song. And I think you're going to really like it. It has a lot of influence from Omar Suleiman, and that type of Dabke, but in like a hard rock metal environment. It's going to be fun.
Dude, that I'm truly excited to listen to the song. I truly can't wait to listen to it. By the way, speaking of making music, let me ask you. It wasn't something I wrote, but while you were talking, it just got through my mind. Making music in the current time, I wanna ask you as you are considered an independent artist, right? You're not
Yes.
signed with any record label or something. Um, so, back then, the albums were coming out. You have like Metallica, Master of Puppets. You have Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark. You have Judas Priest. You have Death. You have Cannibal Corpse. You back then, when the albums were dropped, you take the album and you listen to it fully. Nowadays, and I think it's a kind of struggle to release an album, to get notified or to get the spotlight that you want to get. How do you deal with the current struggles of making music, whether it's making a song, album, or EP?
Yeah, that's a fair question. The thing is that I didn't grow up in a in a time where music consumption was, because that's previous. Like my parents' time, they would get like a record and listen to it sitting on the floor with like a record player or something. And I think by the time I started developing my own music taste, it was already digital, and it was things like iPods. And we'd get one song from an album or one song from an artist or something and put it out, and that was kind of how it started with me. So I, of course, would go back if I really liked a song and to go listen to the rest of the record. But now the strategy almost is that I will write, record, produce an album's worth of music. I will just not put it out at once. I will give it to you one song at a time, and then at the end of it, you'll get all of it just in one thing. But this way, it continues to allow us to be something you think about. You get a new song from us like every 2 months or so, or 6 weeks, and then that way, like, oh, new Sikeen song. Not you, the listener, might not know that song was recorded back in 2024, but it's just we have to continue to spread this stuff out, and that's just the environment we live in. And I don't have any particularly strong feelings about it. I just hope that at the end of a certain cycle that you like the body of work that we put out. And yeah, I always go into, if I'm going into it thinking it's going to be a body of work, I like for it to feel like a complete thing. I do kind of miss some things that used to come out of the album age, where they would have an intro and an interlude and little skits in between songs and then like a closer. That was cool. But yeah, I just feel like the way we deliver music now is different, and I'm not gonna be that old guy that's like, back in my day, I think it's
No,
better. Yeah, I think it's just better to roll with the times and just see how you can. If you're an adaptable artist, that also is the test of how great of an artist are you. Are you able to move and continue to adapt and make something innovative in the time that you're in, and not constantly being like a nostalgia thing, because that's not going to help you as an artist.
exactly. For me personally, I still enjoy listening to full albums. There's no issue for me with that. But in the current times, I believe that making couple of singles or making at least EP that is not exceeding more than 5 songs, especially for new artists, or you just get notified or you just got the spotlight. Don't drop all of your work at once.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would say the exact same thing. Don't do that.
mm, you know, if it was, let's just bring as an example. If Metallica dropped an album today, they will get all the listens and just like this. But
Yeah, but they're already a big band, so
they are already, yeah, yeah,
wants to do that,
Hmm.
that's different. But
exactly.
if you are like us, where we're small and unknown and we're
Mhm.
just starting to get an audience, then it would just be more advantageous for us to like continue to build on each release,
Mm.
versus like, here's all 12 songs, you can listen to it once, or then stop listening to it 6 songs in, and then you won't hear from us until we get recording again. That's just not a good move.
Exactly. But we will make you international band, inshallah. Inshallah, you'll be international.
We'll play the Khalid.
Inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. A tour for Sikeen going from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, and then you can go to Asia. See?
Yeah, no, and then also the Maghreb, we would love to play in Morocco too, man. That would be sick. And
Wow.
Egypt, Cairo. There's some really cool punk bands coming out of Cairo, man.
A Cairo punk band. Yeah, I noticed there are for me for now I think 3 or 4 rock punk bands, dude. They're really incredible. For me so far the biggest scene in the Middle East is Egypt. Dude, the amount of bands and the amount of talented bands they have there is truly insane. And recently I got introduced to bands from Morocco, Tunisia. Dude, there are a lot
Some
of
really cool stuff.
yes,
Some great.
the quality,
To play with all of them.
their quality, their production, dude, the amount of energy they make, dude. These guys are on another level.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, what was the biggest struggle with Sikeen?
I mean, we're kind of going through it right now, where we're an unknown band. We're trying to fight all sorts of things that are trying to keep us down. It's very hard to get booked on shows, things of like lack of access to funding and things like that. A lot of what you have seen thus far is the product of a lot of passionate friends working together in a DIY space. We're not outsourcing producing or writing or recording. Like, this is my studio. I do all the Sikeen stuff in here. And I think that's a big struggle, is that not only do we have active suppression and sabotage happening from likely Zionist forces here in the United States that don't want us to succeed, but also just even being a regular rock band now in 2026, like, it's difficult. Like, you have to try to get your message across. There's so many things that are fighting for your attention when you're on your phone. So to just try to get your attention, try to get you to listen to our music, this is tough. But I think it's a great opportunity for us right now, because we would not have this opportunity to do this interview 10 years ago.
Oh.
This type of thing would not be happening, right? Because the way that social media has changed everything has allowed us to reach so many different audiences. When you go, they have this thing for artists when we are on Spotify that we can see who's listening to our music. And I'm like looking at all these countries and I'm like, this would never happen if I was just trying to sell CDs at the back of my trunk. Like, this is crazy,
Yeah.
So, with all the challenges that we have, we're taking it in stride, and hopefully, we're able to overcome them and get to be the biggest band that we'd love to be, man. Like, we just want to go and perform everywhere, and make some really fun, great songs, and have a good time.
Dude, I truly wish you all the best. You deserve it. You're really a talented band, and everything I've seen from you so far, from the creativity and everything you're doing, I believe you're on the right track. You just need a little bit of more attraction. You know, you're not doing anything wrong. From my perspective, from what I'm seeing, everything you're doing is right. You just have to keep pushing. That's all you can do. You know, even
Absolutely.
you know, even here for me on Steel Shot, I don't see anything wrong that is going on. Just keep pushing, keep spreading the word, and keep doing what you're doing, and someday you'll find your opportunity came into you.
Yeah, and inshallah, the Qatari government will help us out, you know, and then we'll be the first.
Inshallah.
The reason why I keep saying that, because somebody had kept like there when we were doing some stuff with Watermelon Kickflip, there was some comments that were like, "This is a psyop by the Qataris. This is like propaganda." Our song.
Ah.
Like, I wish we were being paid by them. That would be so sick, man.
Yes. Wow. Adam, I was truly happy to have you on this episode. It's truly an honor to have you. One last question before I get we finish this episode in here. What's an advice that you want to give for the struggling, let's say for the struggling artist, or something you've learned no one has talked about, and you just you just learned it. Let's say just you learned about this recently. You started applying it now, and you are seeing the progress going on right now.
If I were to give somebody advice on a fellow struggling artist on how to continue and push forward, I would say learn how to become very resourceful, and because there is a lot more you can do on your own today than was previously thought possible. The fact that we can record, shoot, and edit videos on our phone, the fact that you can just go outside and put a little dance together to get people to listen to your music. We can do a whole album's worth of recording on a computer now. We don't have to rent studio time. We just have to make some little investments. So I would say if I were to make this a brief thing of advice, like, don't think all of your problems will be solved by other people's money. You know, like everyone thinks, if only I got signed, if only I had this producer, if I only had this, or this person do my music video, then everything would be solved. It's like, then why do you need to be there? The only thing that you're doing is paying other people. What's so special about you? So, you know, think of what would attract people to want to invest in you, I think is the best advice I could give.
Thank you for this advice. And wow. That was one of the wisest. Is it even a word? Wisest? The most wise. The wise. I don't speak English, Habibi. We talk only Arabic. Arabic. That's not even Arabic or English. خليك حكيم. It's حكمة. You know, actually, that's a really great band name. Hikmah.
Yeah, that should be an all-girl gent band.
Not only it might be a prog band. Hikmah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a heavily prog metal band.
Their songs are they're like the Ought to Be Tool. Then they'll make songs about like the Fibonacci sequence.
Dude, that is the toolishest thing I've heard in years. The most. Are you a Tool fan?
I do like Tool. I do. I listen to them a lot. Yeah.
Wow, dude. You know, their music are really complicated into a level. I listen to them. I don't understand the thing, but it's truly something deep.
Yeah, sometimes I think that, and then sometimes I think he's just saying stuff. Because like, there are times where I'm like, yeah, this has to have a deep meaning. But then sometimes people will make these things on TikTok where it's like making fun of Maynard. Will be like, spaghetti circles in my divorce. Like, it's just like, what is he talking about, man?
Dude, this is the issue with all the prog heads.
Yeah, man, it's not a jam. You know, there's no bops. It's just thinking guy music. And you know, Tool, while we're on this topic, some bands like Tool will often borrow stuff from Arabi music too, where they'll take the sounds, the drums. There's some def and darbuk I've heard in some Tool songs as well. And the thing that they're missing though is the dance element. They're missing the jam and bopping stuff of it. And that's where whenever I listen to some stuff where it sounded almost vaguely Arabi or Middle Eastern, I'd be like, oh man, I almost wish it like went to this direction. And then that's kind of the approach we're taking with what we're doing, you know?
Yeah. But you know, there are, I remember that there was a band called Moonspell. They have Arabic influences in a couple of their songs, and they are from Argentina, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there's also Nile had stuff like that as well. And you know.
yes. So, Adam, thank you so much for this great interview. You know, as I mentioned, you know, I kept it genuine. You know, this conversation coming back and forth, and it's, to be honest, it's one of the greatest episodes I've recorded so far. Dude.
Oh man, that means so much.
And
Zealand, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this stuff. It's so great, and hopefully get to meet you soon in person at a show in Jeddah, and that'd be so awesome, man.
we will have a dinner at Al-Bek, inshallah.
Inshallah.
You remember Al-Bek, right?
Of course, and you know, on top of that, the best shawarma, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. The best shawarma I ever had in my life was in Jeddah.
Shawarma Shakir? Or do you...
Dude, just on the street, just walking around, have the best shawarma. Just walking around Jeddah.
Dude, you will come to Jeddah and you will have the best shawarma and the best Al-Bek of your life.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So we'll make it happen.
Thank you, Adam. I truly appreciate for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Sikeen here on the show. You can follow them. All the links in the description. Sikeen, by the way, Sikeen is a knife, and I think Khanjar means dagger, by the way.
Khanjar, Sikeen, Jambia, Gambia, all means
something to say. Dude, that's real. I really enjoyed this episode, and guys, follow them on all the social media, listen to their music, and tell us what do you think of everything they made, and stay tuned for their new music. And please hashtag Sikeen and Arab word, please. We will start this hashtag soon.
I would love that. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
Assalamu everybody.
Habibi. Thank you, Adam. Have a good day, good night, and guten and everything. You know, I don't know how to say goodbye to everyone. Anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe, and everything, and we will see you soon. See ya.